Lloyd Vehicle Consulting stickers, t-shirts and mugs are available by clicking the link to the Google form in the video description below. Good morning. Today is the 25th of September and this is part 2 of a Slightly Shambolic Shuffle around the BL or British Leyland Autumn Rally here at the Milton Keynes Museum. Part 1 we've been looking at 8016s, Allegros, Land Crabs and some Maxis, and now we're on to some Maestros and some Montegos and then lots of other things too. This is a 1986 Austin Montego 1.6 Mayfair. It's an early Mayfair because they only came out right at the beginning of 86. You can see there, got the slightly later Montego dash. I think the very early cars are a different one. Volkswagen gearbox in this one. The larger engine ones had a Honda gearbox. Very, very nice condition. I forget the name of this car. I think it might be a Porto Red, but I might be wrong about that actually. Another Montego here, again the same kind of era. It's actually a 1.6 HL. The Mayfair kind of replaced the HLS, but some of them were obviously registered a little bit later than early 86. Excuse me. We've got sort of different wheels. I don't know what those are off actually, those wheels. And it's maybe made to look like a later car. Those are the sort of later style rear lights actually on this car. Mildly modified Montego, indeed. Oh, afraid viewers, we've come across a problem. We don't talk about diesels on this channel. The Labour Mayor of London and his friends all around the country with ultra low emission and clean air zones and other things. So we can't talk about this one either because that also is not powered by fuel that we can mention. This one I actually don't know. This might be a little A series in this, but it's sort of camper, so sort of K 92-93, but it doesn't actually look really that different from the earlier one, does it? They didn't really change much in terms of the vans. We can talk about though is some MG Maestro Turbos. Yes please viewers, 152 horsepower through the front wheels and absolutely loads of torque steer. Much more power actually than a Ford Escort RS Turbo. I'd much rather personally have one of these than an RS Turbo. It's just my preference. The RS Turbos are fun as well, but I'd try to have one of these. They're serious money, these as well now. This one's 89 to 90, so interesting. It's from Chester. It's near where my lady wife's from actually, that dealership. This one's a slightly earlier one. This is 88, 89, and some of his friends actually had a leather interior fitted. This will, I don't know, maybe that's a Van den Pla interior or something, I don't know. But yeah, Honda gearbox in that PG1. More Montego action here. Still a relatively early one, it still says Austin on it, and those badges disappeared in sort of late 1987, I think, so it's a relatively early one. I think it's a sort of like a 1.6 HLS from memory. I've seen this before, I think that's what it is. These wheels are off an MG. So yeah, 85, 86. This one here is the Million Mile Montego. And I think we can't talk about this one actually. I think it's got the Perkins Prima in it, so we're going to have to sort of avoid that, I'm afraid. We can, however, look at this very nice pre-facelift Rover 820 Turbo. Savage, brutal power, about 200 horsepower with these. Facelift came in, I think it was about 1992. So this is sort of on the cusp of it, 91, 92. Particularly with these exciting sort of patterned seats in here, which are pretty appealing actually. We've even got sort of flags and things. I'll be a bit windy to put them up or something, I don't know. Very nice though. Ooh, also very nice. Ooh. Yes, please. It's Rover 600. It's got the Honda F series engine in it. With PGMFI. It's a very late one on the V, and it's got a beige leather interior. I do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers. I imagine this is something like a 620 GSI, but I don't know. Right at the end, they actually had a lot of different sort of trim levels, and this didn't have actually the trim level actually on the back of it. By 96 they stopped doing that, so I imagine it's probably something like a 620 GSI, but I don't know. This one again is actually a 618 IS. Again, it's a 99 in dark green. We do like that, and as Mr. Bill from the Fuel Power channel says, this could be yours. The MOT is about to expire, which is a bit, I don't know, not the best maybe. I've driven 3 of these actually. The last one I drove was a 618, which was on the channel last month. But this is a manual. One I drove was an auto. Another one with the F series Honda engine in here with some sort of upgrades on it, I think, as well. So it's got black. It's got black door handles and black mirrors, so this will be a relatively low spec one actually. Most of them, the high spec ones, had colour-coded door handles and things, but that's got a rear spoiler on and so 97, 98 on an R. Again, a late one here. In fact, gosh, 3 out of 4 of them are very late ones here. 620 Ti, again, because this is a late one, that wouldn't have had that badge on it originally. That's been put on later, but I'm very pleased to see a 620 Ti tyre shredding acceleration and 200 horsepower from the T-Series turbo engine. Seriously fast, and a slightly different steering system in them as well. So 1998 to 1999 Rover 218 Coupe here with the VVC. Tell straight away the 218 because those were the only VVC ones. With a later dash in it. I've always thought these were really attractive from the back actually. Having a bit of work over here, 2000 Rover 25 GTI. These were before the ZR came in, and I think they have exactly the same engine. It's 143 horsepower, 1.8K series with VVC. Got an earlier one here. Ooh, that is really quite an early one. It's on a K. So yeah, 92, 93. The 200 Coupe Turbo. Oh, and it's got a beige leather interior. 200 Coupe Turbo with a beige leather interior. Very nice views. So yeah, it's a very early one. It just doesn't have this sort of big grille on it. Some later ones here. Again, a 220 Turbo. Very nice viewers. All of them had this sort of Targa style roof, by the way. This one, I'd say 95. They changed the dash over in 95, so that's probably 95. This one on an S. Same with the other 98, 99. Not actually sure if that's a turbo or not. I forget the weight on parts. It's for wheels and things. There's one here with a personal plate on it. I have no idea actually what year this will be then in that case. It's got the airbag, so I think it's after 1993. Other than that, up to about 95. Goodness me. This is a really early 1.3 Marina Deluxe, the oldest surviving scene and the oldest roadworthy Marina. Look at this, and it's perfect. So this will be, it'll be a 71. Fantastic. You've managed to find tyres that fit. That's why it's so popular to put Marina wheels on a Morris Minor, because you can get so many more different types of tyre if you do that. And you can fit disc brakes. There you go, Trico windscreen washer. Another A series engined Marina here, a much later one actually, much later one. judging by that plate, 78, 79. There we go. Let's go and look at the back and just absolutely make sure. I think it's an A series one. Let's take a look and it will tell me. Oh no, sorry, it's a B series at 1.8 Super, so it's just before they brought in the O series. So yeah, it'd be a 78. Another early Marina here. I forget the name of the colour. This is actually a different colour from that one. One of them is Sand Glow. This might be Lime Flower actually. That's probably what it is. This is Lime Flower, that's Sand Glow. 73, 74 registration. Ooh, we've got rev counter and things in here. It's sporty. And that's a Ford Type 9 gearbox. Interesting. So this has been briefed on, hasn't it? Interesting. Yes, it'd be a 1.8 actually. Maybe that's not. That doesn't look like a B series at all. What is this engine in here? So this one is a B series there, and this isn't. Okay, so it has actually had. Maybe that's a sort of Ford Z-Tech or something. I don't know. Finance killed the scene. So there's a Series 2 Marina 76, 77. It's just a 1.3 deluxe. Can't remember when we stopped making the coupes actually, I forget. So 77, 78 Marina Estate. Still very proudly Morris, which is an automatic. Interesting. And then we have a very, very late Marina here. It's 1980. It could even be in retro 81. So it's after the Ital came out. So your late registration, this one. Yes, 1300L. Ooh, another early one. Again, I think this is Lime Flower, this colour. 72, 73. Yeah, the earlier Marinas do have quite a different sort of dashing from the later ones, don't they? Another one of the late ones here on a V, 79 to 80. Yeah, 1980s base model 1.3. So it's one of the last of the Marinas then. Another one of these kind of early coupes, 1275 GT. Same gearbox, I think it's a Triumph Toledo. I might be wrong about that thing. Oh, an Ital. Yes, we like Itals, viewers. 1981 Ital 1.7 HLS with a vinyl roof. I really want to drive an Ital, viewers. I don't know what it is about them, but I'm just fascinated by them. I really want to have a go in one. If anybody would like me to drive their Ital, then my email address is actually shown within the first sort of, I don't know, few seconds of the video, I think. This one's had some, I think, some instruments of the late MGB put in it, and that is, I guess, a Volkswagen gearbox out of the Maestro or something. I don't know what gearbox that is. Answer in the comment section below, because that's the front wheel drive sort of gearbox that would be in those Volkswagens, so I don't know. Tal van, I can't remember the exact name for these. This looks like, yes, it's an old telecom van. It's on a Y, so 82, 83. Another Ital here, 1.7 HL, 80 to 81 registration. It's a 1.7, that'll be the O series, isn't it? And then I just saw this arrive, this very mean looking early Marina coupe. That engine though is far from standard. I don't know actually know what engine's in this now, but it says a Dodge Charger on it. Dodge Charger tends to have V8s, and that's not a V8 in here. I actually don't know what engine that is, to be honest. No, I've absolutely no idea. Answer in the comment section below. I think we've seen this really before, and when we were here last year. It's a Piccadilly edition. It's one of the sort of enormous numbers of special edition minis that were made in the 1980s. It's not based on a Mayfair though, because we haven't got a rev counter or anything like that. It's probably still based on the City or something, but it has got the little wheel extension. So that's a D, so 86, 87. This Rover ST1 V8S, complete with headlamp wiper action. I've seen this an awful lot actually at the shows. This is quite a late pre-facelift ST1. Someone who's familiar with Ian Seabrook and Jeff, my driver classic, I think it's about an 81 or an 82. Sorry, about 80 or 81. Because the V8S was sort of like a special model that was made on the sort of later pre-facelift ST1s. Rover 2000 here. Say 67 2000 SC. I've also driven a 67 2000 SC, but one I drove was an automatic. Again, belonging to Alex from Alex's Assets, who is here around with Allegro, which I've also driven on the channel. Seen a lot of Maxis in part 1. This is another one. 73-74 registration. 1750 HL, which was the top model actually at the time. Ooh, another Van den Pla Princess 1300 and another beige leather interior. Very, very nice, viewers. With wood. Yes. Yes, please. Fantastic. Do like that, but yes, a Mark II. '89 to '90 Rover 820. This would have still had trim badge on the back, so we know what model it is. It's just an 820. Gosh, it's just sort of right at the bottom end. It must be the carb engine one, but the type that Ian Seabrook borrowed, I think, for a brief time, and someone's actually fitted a manual choke to it, because the auto chokes on these were pretty awful, to be honest. 1967-68 Triumph TR250. This would be an American spec one, left-hand drive without the Lucas fuel injection. It's all just carbs on it. '1980 to '81 Triumph TR7, so a very late one. I think these were built in Solihull by this stage. Still got the local plate. Maybe this was owned by British Leyland themselves. Ooh, and we've got more luxury here. Some Jaguar luxury. I think that's more sort of cream rather than the beige leather interior, viewers, but still, nevertheless, we do like it. If that's an X300, I've driven one of those actually. I drove it on Sensible Secondhand Classics last year. It's been quite popular actually. This Rover 75 is a Cowley built car, black sills, gives it away straight away. So quite an early one on a V. So 1990 2000, 2.5 V6. Yes, please. Sort of one we like to see. Don't know what colour this is called, I forget, but yeah, it's all the luxury. It was probably a Connoisseur or something like that, a Connoisseur SE, with those parking sensors and things like that. First of a few Rover 200 BRMs here. I think these were made from late 1998 to the year 2000, although officially 25 production started by then, so they took a while to sell actually. They had to keep reducing the price, but these days they're very, very collectible. All in this sort of dark green colour, which we like very much, with the BRM air intake there in orange, and then with the red leather interior with aluminium bits in it. Very, very nice indeed. So this one's on a V, so 99 to 2000. Contrast though with this R8 400 here. So this will it's an auto, so it would be probably a 416 if it's an auto. Yeah, it's a 416 GTI. I forgot they'd done the GTI with an automatic gearbox, actually. I thought all the GTIs were manual, but obviously I'm wrong. But yeah, that's rather nice here. So yeah, 91, 92. The second R8 that I had was also in this colour. It's also on a J 91, 92. But it sounded actually very similar, because mine also was 1.6 Honda engined automatic, although that might actually be a different power output than the GTI, because mine was only an SLI. More BRM action. This one's on a T, so a little bit earlier than the other one. That's to be on a personal plate, so we don't know what year it is actually. Someone's put a strut brace and things in this one, and it's painted that engine cover there. But they've all got the 1.8 K series in them with 143 brake horsepower. This one's had when I left in between to take a look and to see the interior in more detail. We sort of upgrades like that steering wheel, and the very plush seats and the gear lever and things like that. Another one here. Again on the V, so 1999 to 2000. So the bonnet changed on it. Another one of these Tomcats. I forgot to say earlier on, I have actually driven two of these. One was 220 Coupe, was owned by Mr. Richardson, Furious driving. I don't think it's on the road at the moment, actually. I forget a problem with it. This is the turbo. His is a non-turbo. It's this colour though, about this sort of age. This one's got about 200 horsepower. The non-turbo one he has is about 136. 1992, 1993, 414 SI, the beige dash. So these actually got the little grille before a lot of our models did. You can see this is on an L and this is on a K, and this has got the grille. The 400s got it before the 200s did, although a lot of people did fit them to their cars without the grille later on. 1998 to 1999 HHR Rover 400. I'll just see what spec this says. I think I've seen this car on the internet somewhere. Yeah, 420 SI, 6,000 miles from new. That is beautiful. That is absolutely new. Wow. Yes, I've seen this on the internet before. That is just amazing. I'd very much like to have a go in this, actually. I can't see the owner around here, otherwise I'll be asking him. Wonderful. Another S plate here, 98, 99. This is a 200 VI, so like Mr. Richardson's and Furious Driving, but this is a 5-door. They did do both 3 and 5-door 200 VIs. Again, same engine as the 200 BRM, which is the 1.8 K series with 143 horsepower. It's very strong showing actually on the 200 and 400 Owners Club stand this year. Lots and lots of cars that qualify, which is right away from the earliest stuff like that Triumph Acclaim over there, to the things like this 2005 facelift Rover 25. I don't think this is a GSI. No, it's not. Just check. We can talk about it. Yes, we can. It's a K series. This one. You can see very sort of posh arrangement at the back where you had to use the key fob to open the boot, but not ideal because if your key fob didn't work, you can't open the boot at all, which maybe isn't ideal. But yeah, facelifted dash in this. Couple of 45s here, in addition to my ones at the back. This is on a 2000 plate on an X. I don't know what specification this is. It's got the chrome mirrors, so this will be like an iXL or something like that. Something around that. This is a more basic one. This isn't an absolute bottom of the range one because we've actually got one of those here, and I'll be showing that to you a little bit later on. Some of you will already know, but that's it's a 2002. It's an Impression 2. There we go. Impression or Impression S was the most common special edition on the 45. They made loads of those. Another R8 here. This is a 220 GSI actually. I'll just be very careful not to trip up all over these parts and things and get tempted to buy them. So yes, 90, 93, 94, 220 GSI. Very early 400 Tourer here. This is a 416 SLI, 94, 95 plate. DA suggests registered maybe by the Rover Group themselves, but I don't know. Possibly. Oh, and it's for sale. Really? As Mr. Bill from the Fuel Power channel says, this could be yours. So I might be giving him a call later. Dark green. Yeah, it's an auto. I really like these actually. They're my favourite type of R8, but I've never driven one. More R8 goodness here. L registration 214 SLI. Two-tone. 93, 94. Grill came in late 93, I think. That streetwise, unfortunately, we can't talk about that, viewers, because as I've said before, we don't talk about diesels on this channel. Leyland Mayor of London and his friends up and down the country. Right, all very early R8 here. 89, 90, one of the very first. It's so early actually, the plates still have Austin Rover logos on them. Yeah, 216 GSI. If you want to see reviews of things like this, I've got lots of R8 reviews. Just type in no budget reviews like Rover 216, you'll see lots of them. At the same time as this is coming out, somebody actually made the special edition Rover 213. Again, 89 to 90. I think we've seen this Festival Exceptional before. And this was like a run-out model. It's very, very nice. I sort of maybe prefer the R8 just because I've owned them personally, but I also like the SD3s, and my grandfather owned too, so there we go. Another R8 400 here, with some extra lights down there. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Very nice. 416 GSI, auto again. Same engine and gearbox as two of the ones I've had. MGZS here. I think this is probably maybe like a 120. Yeah, so it was registered in 2003. Sorry, in 2004. But it was made in 2003, so it's a pre-facelift, but a very late one, like one of the last. For some reason, this isn't the plus spec, which would have had the fog lamps, so it's a more basic spec. Another R8 here, sort of between the kind of pre and post facelift ones, really, because it's got the round the corner headlamps, but it's still not got the sort of big grille on the front. Nice, nice wheels actually. Those are off sort of the early 216 GTI. They were standard on, but they were optional on the 216 GSI, so those would have been optional, and it looks fantastic. So down here we've got the last row for the club. Rick is back again, and yes, a base model 45, but with options. So the lady who originally bought this wanted an electric sunroof and electric windows on her base model 45, so she had them. Rick's also trying to stop the door handles falling off, because that's a common issue on them, and he's also had lots of rust treated, so it's fine and in daily use. Oh, hello Rick.
Hello.
Hopefully at some point he'll be having a spin in mine later on as well, but I probably won't be having a go in it because I've filmed a 1.4 45 in the last 6 weeks, so we'll just have to wait a little bit longer if we want to have this one. And so I put my bonnet up because I think I'm the only 45 V6 here today. Could be wrong about that, but I can't see another one. Triumph Acclaim, I think this is just had a sort of claim with Honda badges put on it actually. And has it got the budgie here? Yes, he's here. Hello. Oh, it's a CD as well. Very nice. I like the CDs. They have this sort of electric windows in the back. Yes, in fact we can see them. We've got some wood door caps in here as well. Those will be sort of adapted from a Dolomite or something. There we go. Look at that. All the luxury in there. Very nice. So only a few more cars on the stand to go. R3 200 here. Be quite a sort of lowly spec if it hasn't got the alloy wheels. I have owned one of these actually. It was a green 5-door. Be something like a 214 SI, something like that. Relatively late 200 R8 here. In fact, a 214 SEI, which was a special edition made for a while towards the end, which was very popular actually at the time. It's got these very nice seats in it. I love the colour of this. So yeah, about 94, 95, and then right at the end, in fact the last car we'll be filming in this part, very late R3 200 on a V, it's one of the last ones made because the 25s came out about November 99, and this will be sort of late 99, early 2000. So there we go. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we'll get into part 3 very soon. Thank you.